Good afternoon, everyone. I'm at Fort Massac State Park in Metropolis, Illinois. This is in southern Illinois. And I'm here just to take a look around. And I'm going to hike one of the trails. I have not decided which one. They have about 10 of them. None of them are out and backs. One is a loop. I'll probably do the loop. So in front of us is the visitor center. Let's take a look inside. It's very beautiful here. Peaceful. Hardly anyone here. There was a big flood in 2011 on the Ohio River. Illinois before the Europeans. French soldier uniform. This must be Lewis Clark or a representation of Lewis Clark. As it reads up there, in general, life on the frontier was challenging. The garrisons at Fort Massac were trained to rely on nature for basic necessities, but they also regularly received provisions. They built substantial shelters, but by today's standards of life was hard. The barracks were cold in winter, hot in summer, eventually leaked during rains, and were fire hazards when dry. Drainage was also poor, and after a rain, the parades were muddy. Survival required determination and endurance. That's interesting. Lead dice. This looks cozy, but no internet. What are we gonna do? And this is a representation. Man, that's small. Pioneer children found inventive ways to entertain themselves. Bilbo catchers, checkers, dice, and playing cards were some of their favorites. The Ohio River. That looks difficult. They've got 3 horses down there. Two guys at the top rowing and two in front. That's a big bug right there. So I guess these are all the critters that are out there. I've seen quite a few of these today, everywhere. Okay, let's get out to that trail. The Ohio River. I found the trail that I want to hike, but I was just talking with a gentleman who went in and he came back out. He says, don't go in there. He says, because it's overgrown. He says, the bugs are very bad in there. And he says, it's just a miserable experience. But this is the trail, the Hickory Nut Ridge Trail. And it goes in there. And I can see from here that it's not well maintained. However, he said over here across the street, he says that trail is well maintained, and that's the one that I'm going to walk. Now, I initially was going to do this one because it is a loop, about a 3-mile loop. This one over here, I was told goes out 8 to 9 miles, but it's an out and back. He said it could be more. So I'm going to go and hike this one here, just to get the exercise, maybe 3 miles, and then turn around and come back. So I'll take you guys with me. Let's see how this goes. And by being well maintained, well, I can see why, because it's all concrete. He says there really isn't anything to see. No waterfalls, no lakes, no rivers, nothing like that. Just the green here. And it's about 85 degrees out, but under the shade, it's about, I'll say, probably less than 70 degrees. The main thing is getting out here and getting a hike on, getting some exercise. And I'd rather be doing this than watching television, unless there's a good TV series or something on. So this is called the George Rogers Clark Discovery Trail. And I can see shade cover all the way down, and that's good. When I finish this hike, I'm going to turn northward on I-65 north and head vertically up through Illinois. Right now I'm in southern Illinois, and get into Wisconsin. I might stop in Chicago, check a few things out. I haven't planned that yet. I will. Maybe take a tour or something. As a kid, I remember we had a field trip. It was in elementary school, to the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry. And through a child's eyes, I was awestruck. The immensity of the place and the science. And to a child, that stuff is magic. You know, how do they do that? And I'm sure since then, the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry has grown up quite a bit. So I would like to plan at a minimum, one activity in Chicago. Maybe check out the Lake Michigan. I don't know. I am winging this. Like in that Snoop Dogg commercial. The best plan is no plan at all. Well, I do have a plan. I've vastly mapped out my route from the East Coast to the West Coast. I mapped out all the sites that I want to stop at and see. And a lot of these are well-known sites that many of you have heard of or may have watched in a television movie. Hint. And other epic sites. I think I'm making pretty good progress given the hiccup I had in the very beginning. I've already driven more than 1,100 miles. It doesn't seem like it. It's like in that Jeep, the miles just melt away. It's a very comfortable ride. I prefer driving in the evenings when the sun is going down, and I like driving at night. But there's nothing but truckers on the road. They dominate. They dominate the day and they dominate the night. Thinking about some items that I might want to affix to my Jeep. And as a gentleman just passed me by on a bike, I realized, hey, why not have a bike hitch put on there? If I had one on there right now, I would have attached my bike to it, and this would be perfect for biking. So that will be one of the items that I'll have put on there. And since I'm keeping a hardtop on there, a roof rack might be in order also, because I can put one of those, I forget the brand name. It's luggage. It's like a oval shaped looking thing where I can store items on the roof rather than have them inside of the Jeep. Oh, last night at Love's, I tried something a little bit different. What I did, I moved all of the items that I had in the back and placed them in the front seats with plenty of room to spare. And so I had all that open space in the back, and I was able to extend that mattress out fully. And it was a great sleep. And I sat back there and I did some work on the iPad, checked email. I do have a cooler. This morning I woke up, I got a bag of ice and so I have a cooler full of water. And maybe eventually I'll purchase a refrigerator. I have one on Amazon that I've already saved in my profile. A lot of RVers use it. It's just the right size, and hey, it beats a cooler, right? With the Jackery, it fits perfectly in the on the floor on the passenger side. I could also put it in the back because there's a 12-volt outlet back there too. Now, I did say in a previous video that I would probably never use a 12-volt outlet. I wasn't thinking. The Jackery, I can charge it up either at home or at a hotel where there's AC, or I can charge it up using my battery. And And right now the Jackery's at 87%, and I've been using it. I ran that fan last night, and I had all the windows rolled up on the Jeep because the mosquitoes were getting sort of bad, you know, when the sun goes down. And I don't like sleeping with biting insects. I don't like sleeping with insects, period. So I rolled the windows up, and the temperature was about 70 degrees, so it wasn't hot. But the fan I have, I plug that into the Jackery, the 12-volt outlet, and the fan has a clip on it. I can clip it on the back of the seat, clip it on anything like the handrails in the Jeep. I can clip it. In fact, that's where I clipped it at, on that. And I had circling air all night, and that made my rest even more enjoyable. So I'm learning as I go along, and it's quite possible that I packed too much, but I'm not going to know that until I get out here and do this. Now, I remember when I started hiking in Shenandoah National Park, I definitely packed too much, and I wore the wrong clothing. Or first I got there, I'm wearing cotton. Man, what's wrong with you? I know better now. And I would never criticize anyone that I see out there who's wearing cotton, because I have to remember, I didn't know either. And they'll learn. So this is the same thing. On this road trip, I'll learn that I can get by with less, probably. I think we've all been guilty of packing more than we need, because we never, it's that thought in the back of your mind that says, man, I wish I'd packed that. It happens all the time. But I think I did pretty good.